caught up in its sinister loop of bad decision making.
There you go. That's more of a noir synopsis there. That's perfect. But I did like your other one. It was very, very funny.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to shout like, he's not the Invisible Man. His name's Vincent.
Man to those in the know. Interesting tidbit. My first feature film that I directed, I shot in this old Victorian house up in Tracy, which is not Tracy. What was the town? Oh my God, I can't even think of the name of the town right now. It's right next. It's like
there's a house
it's
somewhere.
in my fucking backyard. It was at a winery called the Canyon Vineyard, and they had this house that was just sitting there, right? That they weren't using. It was this beautiful looking Victorian house, and you go inside, and it's like it has not been really maintained. It needs help, right? And we're like, oh my God, this is perfect. So we were doing a horror film. It was called Hell House. And we shot in this place for almost 30 days. And then after we did this, I found out that there was another movie already shot there like a year or two before called Dead and Breakfast, which was sort of, I mean, it was, the tagline of the movie was America's answer to Shaun of the Dead.
Oh, cool.
I love Shaun of the Dead, but this should not have been the answer to Shaun of the Dead.
Oh no.
Yeah. It's fun. It's a fun movie, but it's nowhere. It's, I think even Carrie Fisher's in it. There's a whole bunch of people in this movie. And Vincent Ventresca was in it. Which I was like, oh my God, I shot in a location.
Oh my God, his feet were here. Oh my God, I wonder if his hand touched this piece of wallpaper. Let me see if I can prise it off. I found a lock of his hair.
No, but I shot that in 2008. So, it's been quite a while, but I don't know. I just thought that was cool, and it was a fun movie. And I had actually already seen it. I just didn't know that was the house it was shot at. So it was really cool to go through and shoot my own movie in a lot of the same rooms that you see in this other film. They had more money, and their movie is probably better, but it was still pretty neat. So, anyways,
you've got like a lock of his hair, so
no, not that crazy. But I am a fan of the guy. I think he's fantastic. He has got tremendous comedic ability, like timing. He's got he's also got that sort of like cool guy leading man thing going on. So there's a lot of different aspects to him too. He can play super goofy as well. So he's got a nice range. And I actually tried to cast him in another film that I did in 2011 called Betrayal, but my producing partner sort of forced another actor on us. Which, was sad because Vincent would have been perfect. It was the sort of Italian right-hand man gangster guy. I don't know what the right terminology is.
I really hope when you pitched it to him, you weren't like, it's a gangster right-hand man dude with hair.
It's the leather Guido dude. Can you do that? I think that's probably a slur.
Are you in?
But no, so that didn't work out, but I don't know, maybe something in the future, we can use him in, because he's pretty amazing to me. He's severely underutilized, in my opinion. And he showed up in some.
I like him a lot.
Yeah, he showed up in Monk. That was a fun episode that he was in. He's done a lot of TV stuff, but yeah, he's great. I mean, you didn't even know who he was. Like, I had a hard time getting you to watch Invisible Man.
No idea. I had no idea at all for ages. I would just go, yeah.
Yeah, more people need to know.
But we were talking about Travis.
Yeah, Travis for Room
Remember,
19.
you really wanted to Travis.
Yeah, I would love
and
that.
I didn't know who the hell he was.
Yeah.
And then I accidentally watched the entire 2 seasons of The Invisible Man.
Accidentally.
And then I was like, it was an accident. It just kept rolling. And then I was like, oh, I love this dude. We have to get him for Room 19. Yeah, I'm totally on board. And then all of a sudden you were like, Well, I've seen this other guy. And I'm like, what? You got me hooked. Now this is happening.
He's
Make it happen. I don't care what you do. Tell him lies. I don't care.
Well, I do have a friend that knows him. So I could try. I mean, I could just contact his agent again, like I did last time. That went over, fine. But I do have a friend that is friends with him. And actually, at one point, they had me making his social media stuff, but he's not like a social media guy. Like I guess he's not on Facebook or any of that crap. But he was, I guess, at one point wanting to, or she was trying to get him into it. So she had me design his Twitter account and his Facebook account and stuff like that, but he just never did anything with it. So who knows? Maybe we can.
Technically, they owe you a favor.
Yeah. Maybe. But yeah, so maybe one day we'll get him in something. And then obviously Brian Austin Green is in this, who's from 90210. I was pretty surprised by him in this. I thought he did pretty well. He seemed to play somebody different than he normally does. And I don't particularly care for him. Anything else I've seen him in. Definitely wasn't a 90210 fan. Sorry, Troy.
Yeah, sorry, Troy.
I was forced to watch it a lot because my sister, obviously watched it.
Oh, yeah, that old chestnut.
Yeah. So, but, he did a pretty good job. He surprised me. He plays, sort of like the hot-headed thug of the film, among many, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, I'm going to go back a little bit to the year that this movie was made. There's literally no information out there that I can find on this film, other than the year it was made and when it was released. It was shot originally in 2003, and I'm assuming that Ventresca is in it because he was just coming off of The Invisible Man. I think that ended in the end of 2002 or end of 2001, something like that. And then he did, because Sci-Fi Channel canceled the show, like the show had amazing ratings. It was going into syndication. They were at Comic-Con every year. It had a huge following.
And it was really good.
Yeah, it was. But really? it was huge for, that time period. It was like their number one show. But it was expensive to make because of the invisibility special effects, right? So Sci-Fi, I guess, had somebody come in and replace whoever runs their programming or something like that. And they had decided to cancel it. And instead, they picked up Stargate SG-1. And I don't understand that move if it had to do with special effects being too expensive. Like, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
But that's what was said. Because there's a lot of special effects in Stargate as well. Plus, Richard Dean Anderson. I mean, I'm sure he commanded more of a paycheck as well as.
I would imagine so. Than all of the cast of flipping The Invisible Man.
Yeah. I mean, Paul Ben-Victor is a well-known actor that's been around for years. So I'm sure he got a pretty good paycheck in that show, and Hobbs in Invisible Man. But Eddie Jones, he was he's a character actor. He shows up in a lot of feature films. He's since passed away last year, I believe it was. But everybody else, I think, was relatively unknown. Although the keeper, I can't remember her name right now, is married to that dude whose name I can't remember.
Who was in that show about that thing?
No. He was in. I know what show he's in. He was in Lost. And
yeah, wasn't he in one of the Batman films?
Oh, I don't know about the Batman
He was the mayor, wasn't he? He was the mayor in one of the Batman films.
Possibly, yeah.
The Christopher Nolan ones.
Maybe, I'm not sure. But he was also in the Bates Motel TV show. He played the cop.
Oh, I like
the dude that has like the permanent eyeliner in his eyes,
Yes.
Anyway, she's married to him. And I know he's got like a new show or something. I've seen him in. I can't remember what it is. But anyway. Now I went off on a